Hello everyone. I'm going to be taking a shot at this. What we're going to be doing in these videos, this video series, is I'm going to write for you guys, show you guys what I know about game programming. Most of it's stuff I find out on my own, and these videos are inspired from TheCherno and his videos, but I figure I'm going to do mine a little differently since I work primarily in C++, and I also want to start looking at some other things that are beyond than what he covers, such as the design of things. That, like in Java, there isn't much need for consideration of your imports or import order, where in C++ you could run into problems. So I'll be showing a few things on that. This video, we're going to cover setting up our libraries. I use SFML and the Boost libraries in my stuff, and I'll show you the setting up a workable environment for that. Um, I'm going to be using Visual Studio since it's a pretty good IDE. It's solid, I should say. Um, you might be working on Linux. In that case, you'd probably be working in code blocks. MinGW, I was working with that for several years before I recently moved up to this Visual Studio, and it's perfectly good for all of these. The setting up stuff might be a little different, but even then, it shouldn't be too different. So we're going to start. First, what you need to do is I'm going to open Chrome here, and I'm just going to show you SFML and dev.org. You're going to go here, and you're going to download for your environment. You're going to download SFML 2.1. And you'll see all the bindings they have here. If you want to try and download it from source code and compile it yourself, you can certainly do that. But usually you're just going to do one of the precompiled binaries. Make sure you're using the proper bits for your system. I believe I went ahead and started use 32 bits to ensure maximum compatibility. And since I'm using C++ Visual C++ 11, I got the 2012 release here. But if you're using a previous version, you're going to use one of these. Or MinGW, you're going to use this one. And then go ahead and also get the Boost libraries. Any C++ programmer should have Boost libraries, I think. They're certainly very useful. Essentially, like a lot of these actually end up being put into the standards for C++. And you can get it here. Make sure you install Boost, like set up everything, because we're going to be making use of Python extensions in here. So once you get those and you put them somewhere, put them in like just directly in your C directory, something like that. And now we're gonna start up a project. What we're gonna start here is we're gonna make a project. And you see here, I have a temporary project. I'm going to just make a new one. It's going to be empty. Alright. It can be anything. I'd actually do it SFML2 temp, because what we're going to be doing, we're going to be setting up our project properly. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click, not on that one, this part right here, go down to our properties, and then we're going to go to our linker, go into input, and we can ignore this generally, but we're going to click this right here and edit, and and we are going to write SFML system.lib. We're going to be using the debug, since we're in our debug scope. SFML window d.lib, SFML graphics d.lib. And what this is going to do is it makes sure that it loads the library properly. If you're using this with MinGW, you need to make sure your the library order is in the right order. In Visual Studio, it doesn't matter, but in MinGW, you'll be doing system first, then window, since window requires system, then graphics, since graphics requires window, that kind of stuff. Now let's go to. That's not it. Okay, here we go. We're going to go to our VC++ directories, and we're going to edit this, and we're going to have a new directory for our includes, and you're going to put it to wherever you set up your. We're going to do this twice. We're going to do it for wherever we put our SFML, and I just put everything in the same libs folder in my hard drive. So I have my boost here, my SFML here. We can go to SFML and just select include there. And then we're going to have another one. We're going to navigate to it again. And we're going to put our boost libraries will be under stage lib. Or no, they won't actually be there, will they? They'll be under boost right here. This is where all the includes are at. I'm going to select that. Actually, if I... Oh, that's proper. I'm actually going to take out one, though, and put it there. And I'll show you what I have this on an actual setup one, in case I'm missing anything. And you can look there. And that's going to be our include directories. That's going to be where our header files for these libraries can be used for. Here for our library directories, again, it's going to be two areas. And it really was just to remember where it was at last instead of going back there, but it doesn't matter. And this is going to point directly to our library, to our lib folder. And this is where this is like the implementation of all the header files is at in C++. And it's going to go into stage, then lib. Okay. And we'll apply that. I know that SFML does give the option for static linking. I do not recommend it because it's a pain. I mean, I've never successfully statically compiled with SFML. I've had everyone in our game programming group, which has quite some seasoned programmers in there, computer science majors, and nobody's been successful at it. And as much as the forums, the help forums, are helpful in other cases, they've never been able to help me in static linking, despite them claiming to be able to on their own. And so, no, just do dynamic linking, which requires the inclusion of DLLs. And I'll show you where those DLLs are. For now, we are done with this, though. So we can put OK. The DLLs will be under your wherever you put down your libraries, and this is for SFML, and they'll be under the bin, and you'll need these. You'll need these -d DLLs for your debug release versions, and then these regular ones for your release versions. And then these two are required for if you're including audio, which we'll be doing later, so we can go ahead and add that. But to our input, and then what we're also going to do is we're going to take that and go to our release. Oh, forgot. You know, I forgot. We're going to go into our release, and we're going to save that. And then you're going to do all what we did before for release as well. Actually, we should have probably done it for all configurations, with the exception of this additional dependencies step. But in this one, we're going to put in all the libs without the -d, and this is just going to be a regular our release version. SFML. Graphics. SFML. Audio. Okay. Now what we're going to do is, before we do anything, export template here, go through the steps, make sure you have a little graphic to that it will need, and whenever you make a new SFML project, you're going to import that graphic, that template, I should say. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to actually open up another. No, pressing the wrong thing here. I'm going to make a new project here, and I'm going to be using this SFML template. And what I'm going to do is, in this tutorial, I should probably get to actually what I'm actually going to be doing in this tutorial. Is we're going to be making a small RPG. We're going to start out planning it. We're going to plan out how we're going to work on this. We're going to make the tools we're going to need for this, and then we're going to make the RPG itself. So what I'll start out by doing is start out with the more critical aspect of the map, and then we'll be moving on to some of the other things, and we'll be designing it. I'll be showing you the design diagrams I have and everything. We're going to be using UML2, which is a very, very powerful thing. This is not really going to be programming videos. I'm going to explain the concepts as I go through them, just like TheCherno does, but it's not going to be more in place of an actual C++ tutorial. It's more used to supplement, maybe, I guess you could say, if you have that basic knowledge. Most of it will be, even if you don't know C++, most of it will be self-evident, and I'll be explaining the C++ concepts, like, say, if we run into pointers, I'll explain pointers real quick. Pretty much like TheCherno does it. I probably might end up being like TheCherno, except for C++. We come from the same development background. Computer science majors, oh yes. So we're going to be naming this RPG. And you might come up with a more creative name than that. We'll call this Swords, actually. I don't know if that was used anywhere, but we'll call it Swords RPG. And it'll be an RPG about swords. Or maybe spears. And then we're going to close that. I'll just end up deleting that later anyways. And I'll show you real quick what I have for the properties here, so you can make sure they look good. So that's for debug. This is for the release. It looks like that. And I think I have it all configured configurations, I'll have see, I have my libs included up here. I have them actually for two versions, depending upon where I have my my directories. I actually have my stuff under C++ in general. So my additional includes, and then somewhere in here I have also my my link. I think under the linker in general I have my other stuff here. And I'm gonna I forgot. I'm gonna have to add in the boost libraries. I'm just gonna go ahead and do that up here, since it probably wouldn't hurt anything. And if it does, I can change it back, put it into a more where I put the other stuff. So we'll go under libs, boost, and what we're doing is for include directories. Alright, come down here, libs, boost. And like I said, make sure when you have boost you you build it so it makes sure it has all the DLLs and all the stuff for its actual compiled components. Most of boost is header only, but there are some parts that are need compiled areas, and those are things like the file system or Python, which is exactly what we're going to be using, because we're going to be loading Python scripts for our scripting in this. But that's much later down the road. So I guess that's it for now. We're going to I'll go ahead and compile the a basic SFML thing. Here I have it set up as part of my template to have this code, and we are going to compile it, make sure it runs, build it. It's going to say that DLL stuff is missing, and the reason that is because we do not have our DLLs here as part of it. So we're going to take the three ones we use here, and you might just want to go ahead and use all of them if you're never sure exactly what we're going to be using. And I'm going to go ahead and include the audio, since we're going to be using that as well. We're going to copy that. We're going to move into project, and you can see all my stuff here. We're going to go into where our debug. I'm going to paste it all right there. It's horrible, I know, for space, but it's what we have. If you want to avoid all this, what you could do is put it all into your System32 folder. But then you'll, whenever you're releasing, you'll need to remember to include these DLLs with your application, or probably have an installer that will take them and then put them into there so they can't be modified or anything like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and run the exe directly, and that means SFML works. And then I'm going to have a make sure boost is working properly here. And boost is included properly, which is just what I need to know. Otherwise, the parser wouldn't have been able to find it. Alright, so that concludes this video. Next video, we're going to be we're going to be doing some design in the UML. For what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working on a tile mapper, which is just a little program that will allow us to draw out our maps, and that's going to be the basis of a lot of behind the core of our RPG. So Uh, if you like if you like this tutorial, I know it's pretty scratchy, but I'll get better with time. Then subscribe, whatever you feel like doing, or check back in every so often, and maybe I'll surprise you. So for now, this is Skippy, and I'll see you later. Thank you for watching.